Hey guys, welcome to Kindergarten Art. So this week I decided, since we're drawing about nature, we should be outside. This week it takes place in my backyard. That means we might get some extra sounds that we normally don't get inside. So just kind of ignore it, just pretend it's a nice background sound. So today, our animal, our insect, what could it be, is, it's red, it has spots, and it starts with an L. It's a ladybug. So let's get going. Let's find out what materials we need. Let's get creative. But before we see what mediums and materials we're going to need, we're going to talk a little bit more about cartoon ladybugs and realistic ladybugs. I bet you guys are getting pretty good at figuring out which are real and which ones are fake. So again, we're scientists, so we want to draw in a scientific way. If we look at these ladybugs, they are definitely not scientific. Look at their big eyes and smiley faces, and their shapes are not even the shape of a ladybug. Hold on, what's Miraculous doing here? Definitely not a scientific ladybug either. And while these two are my favorite Highlander ladybugs, definitely not realistic ones either. Whew, we finally made it to some scientific and real ladybugs. Let's look at these pictures. We notice they have oval-shaped bodies, a head, antenna, and 6 legs like all insects. This is a pretty cool fact that I learned when I was researching more about ladybugs, so I could tell you cool facts, were that ladybugs in Britain are called ladybirds. I think that's kind of cool. So just notice the spots, where they live in their habitats, and they definitely don't have smiley faces or giant googly eyes. Okay, let's talk about art mediums and materials. Of course, we're going to need a white piece of paper. And I always like to put a piece of paper underneath it just in case it goes through. If you notice, since my table, it's not like my kitchen table, there's holes in it, so I'm putting my favorite Beatrix Potter underneath so I can bear down on it. Y'all probably don't need that. Then I'm going to need, of course, a pencil and something to outline with. It can be a Sharpie if your parents allow you to use it, or a flare pen, or a good old black marker. The only colors we're going to need, of course, are black and red. So go ahead and get a colored pencil to color in with, and if you don't have that, of course, we can use the crayon, and we can, of course, use the marker. I'm going to tell you what to do next. So go get those materials and mediums. See you soon. Okay, guys, and guess what? You can see my shadow during this. So this is fun. So you're going to always start with a pencil and then outline later. Of course, I'm going to start with a what? A Sharpie. So we're going to start with a very easy shape. It's going to be an oval. And we're just going to go right around the middle of the paper. I don't want it too small so I can be able to draw the dots later on. What would a ladybug be without its spots? Kind of sad. I'm going to make a oval, just like that. Now, you know how I'm always like, don't draw frowning faces or smiley faces or anything on your realistic insects. Well, the smiley face right now is going to help us later on. So we're just going to make a smiley face right there. And then we're going to come to the top and make a frowning face. And remember what those are called. Those are actually called arcs. Okay? So now we have our shape. We're going to kind of cut our butterfly, our ladybug in half, just like kind of like what we did with our butterfly. And think about kind of symmetrical. But we're not going to go all the way up. And we're not making a straight line. We're going to make kind of a curved line. See how I'm coming up? And I curve it. Not as curvy as our arcs up here. It's just a nice curve. And then I'm going to put actually a spot right up there. Now we know ladybugs need certain body parts. We need to do our antenna and our legs. So that's what we're going to do next. We're actually going to make a small right here, okay? Kind of the top of the head. And I'm going to make 2 antennae up there. I know it looks kind of silly because we haven't colored anything, but it will turn out. Now we need to do our 6 legs. And it's kind of just how when we did our, if you've watched the beetle video yet, if you haven't, it's okay. How they come out from the bottom to have 2 legs right here, and then front legs are up here, and they're facing different ways. So we kind of go just how we did our beetles. Go line, and then out like that. We're going to do it just on the same side. Then we're going to come up here and do his middle legs. Okay? And then his top legs. And they come out from right here. And they come the opposite way. Okay? So now let's finish up. We're going to not color in two spots up here. So I'm going to make two lines right up there. Two kind of curves. Those are going to be white spots, parts of the ladybug. Now we're going to make our spots. We have one right here. Let's do one right here, and I'm going to mirror it right here. I'm going to come out and make one right here, one right here, and one right there, one right there. Okay, so now let's color in black parts. Now, if you haven't outlined it yet, go ahead and outline it, and use your marker or to color in these black spots. Again, if you don't have that, you can always use your crayon or a colored pencil. So this part's going to be colored in, right up here. So I'm just coloring it in. And now, of course, our spots. One, two. So this Beatrix Potter reminded me of that Beatrix Potter. She wouldn't go outside and draw and create. She's my favorite illustrator, and she would draw her pets and animals she would see outside and turn them into characters. So, and of course, she made Peter Rabbit, which is one of my favorite characters. This kind of inspired me to go outside and be more like Beatrix Potter because it's beautiful today. I hope while you watch it, you have some beautiful weather. Okay, so we did all our black. Now we're going to need to do our red. I'm going to start with a colored pencil, and remember when we do our colored pencils that we don't want it to look streaky. That means if you do it lightly, I'm not going to really see it. I really want to go push down, bear down hard, and make smooth lines. Cover the whole entire ladybug. I'm going to show you a trick in 1 second too that we're going to kind of make our ladybugs pop. Now some people have been drawing their insects and animals that we've been doing out, like having a background, and those have been awesome, and I've been really impressed. So if you'd like to add something for your ladybug to be on, that'd be cool. Maybe they could do a leaf. But now we have to think about, since this is a scientific drawing, that our ladybug would not be in the middle of an ocean or somewhere that with a castle and rainbows. I love those things. Since this is scientific, we have to think about where it would actually be. Probably be on a leaf eating aphids, right? And since his wings aren't out, we know he's not flying. That'd be kind of cool. We could also make two ladybugs, one with its wings out flying. That'd be kind of cool to see. So think about what you could add to make your ladybug be in its habitat. Okay, so I'm almost done with this part. And I hear a pretty bird in the background. That's better than a dog barking, which I thought it was going to be. But he got a new ball today from Amazon, so he's been just throwing it around himself and trying to bury it. So I think that's what he's being entertained by. Okay, and I've actually found 3 or 4 ladybugs today outside. I wish one would come while we were doing this so we could look at it, but I guess the ladybugs had different ideas today. Okay, so I've covered everything in. And even if you're using crayon, remember that's what we want to do, and with a marker. Now, here's kind of a hint that I usually tell the older kids to do. If you want something to pop out and look more three-dimensional than flat, that's why we made the curved line instead of a straight line. We're going to actually go on the outside with a marker to make it darker. Because the thought is, if it's darker around the edges, it's lighter on the inside, and that makes your eye think it's three-dimensional. So if you don't have this, just think about you could bear down a little harder and then lighter inside the middle of it. Okay? Guess what, guys? Our ladybug's done. Don't forget to tell your teachers, draw your ladybug and then write 3 things about your ladybug. And I'm going to be honest, they are super impressed with your illustrations. They think they're amazing. So continue the great work. Show me your ladybugs. Okay, guys, bye. Okay.